Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, I feel like that football game took years off my life. Such a stressful football game between not converting at the 1 yard line twice, the end of regulation with the Commanders, the big run by Marcus Mariota. There was so much in that game that was stressing me the fuck out. And man, the Dolphins won, okay? But I am happy this game is over. That was probably one of the most stressful football games I've watched. Probably the most stressful football game I've watched this season. Okay? The Dolphins won. They beat the Commanders in overtime, 16-13. And I said on Friday that I wouldn't be surprised if the Dolphins found a way to lose this game. And on multiple occasions, they were finding ways to lose this game. The miscommunication between Tua and Greg Dulcich, the stop at the 1 yard line in the third quarter. They drive all the way down. They can't convert. They got a lot of breaks in this game. They got a lot of breaks, especially in the fourth quarter because of Washington's special teams blunders. The fumble on the punt with about 4 minutes to go, which, by the way, the Dolphins couldn't score on because they couldn't convert at the 1 yard line on fourth and goal, and they should have just taken the points. Like, how in the fuck do you not kick the field goal in that situation? I mean, it doesn't matter now because we won the game. And then I'm like to myself, like the allowing wide open passes, I'm like allowing to myself, like, why is Washington settling for this long distance field goal? Like, if I'm Washington at the end, I'm going aggressive as hell, trying to get as close as possible to kick a game winning field goal from like 40 yards out. Instead, what Washington did was they settled for Matt Gay going out there to kick a 57-yard field goal. And luckily, it was wide right. Wide right. We go to overtime, and the Dolphins win the coin toss. And we'll talk about this when we do play-by-play. But the Dolphins win the coin toss, and they elect to kick the football. They want to go on defense first. I'm like, who does that, dude? Who wins the toss? And it's like, you know what? We don't want the ball. But it worked out at the end because at the end of the day, interception on the first play by Jack Jones. And we get nice runs by Devon Achane. He is the saving grace of this team, man. Without Devon Achane, we wouldn't. Without Devon Achane, this team would not be successful. Okay, I don't think we win the game last week without the fourth quarter touchdown runs by Devon Achane. I don't think we win this game without Devon Achane. I'm being so serious. He didn't get in the end zone today, but we don't win this game without Devon Achane. I'm just telling you guys right now. We don't win this game without Devon Achane. Jordan Brooks was unbelievable. And I forgot to say it last week when we beat the Bills, but yes, Devon Achane was my MVP of the game, and we will give out an MVP once we are done going over the game play by play. But my God, what a long football game that was. A stressful football game, and I'm just happy it's over. I'm happy they won. There's going to be a lot of Dolphins fans that are pissed off about this game. But I said it last week, and I'll say it again. At the end of the day, you play in this league to win and get paid. You don't play in this league to lose and tank. So I'm happy with the win. Thank goodness they won. I would have been fuming if they lost with the way things were going. And there was multiple occasions I tweeted out Washington's going to win this game 20-13. Mike McDaniel's going to get fired because he decides to go for it instead of kick the field goal with 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. But the team found a way. And I guess that's all that matters at the end of the day. This guy, I mean, no turnovers. So I guess that's good. But he was just meh. He was just meh. And this reminded me of the football game with, you guys remember a couple years ago, without the touchdowns, of course, the Colts and Broncos on Thursday Night Football. That's what this game reminded me of. It wasn't that. It was just sloppy football by both teams. The Commanders, they messed up a lot of times. The Dolphins messed up a lot of times. It was just a very, very sloppy football game on both sides of the ball. But at the end of the day, I'm happy. Miami came out on top. It took overtime to beat Marcus Mariota and the Commanders. It is what it is. We still won the game. Thank goodness this team's on a bye next week. And we get a week without the Miami Dolphins. We come back and play the New Orleans Saints in 2 weeks. So let's go over some stats in this game. Again, the Dolphins defeat the Washington Commanders in Spain 16-13. They're now 4-7 on the season. Marcus Mariota, 20 for 30, 213 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. The interception was in overtime. Biggest play of the game. Honestly, that pass intercepted by Jack Jones. Read it beautifully. The Commanders were able to run the ball well on us today. They had 172 rushing yards. Chris Rodriguez, 15 rushes for 79 yards. Marcus Mariota, 4 rushes for 49 yards. He had a run as long as 44 yards in this game. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, 9 rushes for 28 yards, and Jeremy McNichols had 4 rushes for 13 yards. Deebo Samuel, 7 catches, 74 yards, and a touchdown. Zach Ertz, 4 catches for 42 yards. Chris Moore had 2 catches for 28 yards. Jacoby Jones had 1 catch for 25 yards, and that was it. Commanders, Jeremy Reeves had 5 tackles. Jonathan Jones had a sack. Jacob Martin had a sack. Von Miller had a sack. So they were able to get to Tua Tagovailoa in this game. This offensive line was not good for the Miami Dolphins. We won the game, but this offensive line did not play good today whatsoever. In run blocking, where that's their best, they were not good. Tua Tagovailoa, 14 of 20, 171 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Took care of the football. Again, it was just a meh game for Tua. At least he didn't turn the ball over, but it was nothing special. Nothing special at all. So, he didn't lose us the game, but he also didn't win us the game. This guy, we wouldn't have won this game without Devon Achane. 21 carries, 21 carries, 120 yards, and then he also had 5 catches for 44 yards in the receiving game. Ollie Gordon, 9 carries, 45 yards, and a touchdown. He got the team's only touchdown today. Jalen Waddle, 3 catches for 52 yards on 7 targets, and he could have had a way bigger game today. He just dropped a lot of passes, 2 in particular in the fourth quarter, to try to get them in the field goal range before overtime, and then on a second and long. I believe it was a 2nd and 13. Jalen Waddle drops an open pass. So he didn't exactly have his best game today. And then, like I said, Devon Achane, 5 catches for 45 yards. Malik Washington, 3 catches for 42 yards. And then Greg Dulcich, 2 catches, 18 yards. And Julian Hill had 1 catch for 14 yards. Jordan Brooks. Jordan Brooks, man. The captain of this defense. Probably the best player on this defense. 20 tackles today. 20 tackles for Jordan Brooks. 10 tackles by himself and 10 tackles assisted. Unbelievable game by Jordan Brooks. Minkah Fitzpatrick had 7 tackles. Terrell Dotson had 11 tackles. And he got a sack. And Jack Jones got the interception. And Ethan Bonner got a fumble recovery. So, those are your stats. Okay, so let's get into this game. Let's talk about this game. The Dolphins, they get the ball first to start the game. Washington defers. Devon Achane, the 3 first plays, absolutely beautiful. Devon Achane, 11 yards, first down. Tua to Jalen Waddle for 14 yards, first down. Devon Achane, 23 yards and a first down. And then we get to the Washington 32, and we get to 3rd and 2, and they don't put Ollie Gordon in the game. I don't know why. They give it to Devon Achane, and they get 1 yard. Now they put Ollie Gordon in the game on 4th and 1, and we get called for delay of game. So, first drive, making critical mistakes, a delay of game you just cannot have on that drive. Just can't happen. So, the Dolphins kick a 46-yard field goal, and they go up 3-0. The Commanders now get the ball. 13 plays, 71 yards, and they take up nearly 8 minutes of clock here. 2nd and 1, Chris Rodriguez for 7 yards. 3rd and 1, Rodriguez is stopped short, and they pick up a first down conversion. Marcus Mariota to Yankoff is his last name, so... Then 2nd and 9 at the Dolphins 49. They get a 13-yard pass to Jalen Lane. First down, low block penalty on Minkah Fitzpatrick. Then a pass interference on Terrell Dotson on on the Dolphins 15. Then Benito Jones gets hurt in the next play. 2nd and 8, Chris Rodriguez for 7 yards. And then the Dolphins defense bends but doesn't break. 3rd and 1, Marcus Mariota read option, stopped by Minkah Fitzpatrick and Jordan Brooks. And then 4th and 2, Washington's going for it, and Chris Rodriguez false start, and the Commanders kick a field goal. And it's 3-3. Dolphins now get the ball. 2nd and 5. Tua to Greg Dulcich for 14 yards and a first down. Then we get a offset. Devon Achane on 2nd down for 15 yards. Devon Achane for 5 yards on 2nd and 8. 3rd and 3 at their 36. Tua looks down the field. Not the first read. finds Malik Washington for 18 yards. Really nice play by Tua. Ollie Gordon for 8 yards. And then what happens here? We get really nice runs by Devon Achane and Ollie Gordon. What happens? 2nd and 2. They throw the ball. And I'll give it to them. On this play, they had a nice design. It's just Tua and Dulcich were not on the same page. If they were on the same page, it would have been an easy touchdown. And then on 3rd and 2, instead of running the ball, you drop back. Pass rusher comes free at Tua. Jacob Martin sacks him, and you got to kick a 39-yard field goal. So Mike McDaniel, it's an example of Mike McDaniel abandoning the run. So the Dolphins are up 6-3. Commanders have the ball. 2nd and 11, Mariota to Zach Ertz for 15 yards. Chris Rodriguez for 17 yards. Mariota to Zach Ertz for 9. Chris Rodriguez picks up 5. And then 3rd and 10, you get Terrell Dotson on the sack against Marcus Mariota. Matt Gay from 51 yards, no good. Wide right. So the Dolphins got the ball in their own 41-yard line. Jalen Waddle for 7 yards, and then loss of 2 by Achane. And you get a corner blitz by Washington. Tua gets sacked. And then Washington, they basically take up the rest of the half here. You get an atrocious, and I mean atrocious, pass interference call on Jack Jones. It's 2nd and 11. Marcus Mariota throws to Deebo Samuel. The ball's 30 feet in the fucking air, and we get called for a pass interference. But hey, at the end of the day, Jack Jones, we got the comeuppance. Okay? We got the last laugh at the end. So now Washington's driving. 2nd and 10. Mariota over the middle to Chris Moore. 2nd and 7 at the Miami 47. Mariota to Zach Ertz for 15 yards. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt for 4. Marcus Mariota for 5. And then 3rd and 8. There's 15 seconds left. Mariota to Deebo Samuel, who gets called for offensive pass interference for a push-off. And he breaks one for 13 yards. Washington kicks the field goal by Matt Gay. And it's good. So it is 6-6 going into halftime. And we're at halftime here. And I'm like, this team is very fortunate that this is a tied game, because Washington is actually moving the football, as we saw on that last drive before the half. So I'm like, they better get their heads out of their asses, or they're going to lose this game. And what did you know it? Washington goes down. They get the ball to start the second half. Washington goes down with ease. 6 plays, 59 yards. 2nd and 4 at the Washington 47. Chris Rodriguez for 12 yards. Then it's 3rd and 1 at the Dolphins 32. Chris Rodriguez for 12. Literally a snap ankle tackle by Ashton Davis, who the broadcast kept calling him Austin Davis. Ashton Davis gets the tackle. If he didn't get the tackle, Chris Rodriguez is gone. But it doesn't matter, because the next play, you get a screen pass to Deebo Samuel, and he takes it to the house for 20 yards. Okay, so Now the Dolphins have the ball at their own 35-yard line. And the first play, wonderful, man. Tua to Jalen Waddle. It's about a 12-yard pass. Jalen Waddle takes it for 19 more yards. A 31-yard gain to Jalen Waddle on the first play. Love it. And then Julian Hill on the next play, 14 yards. Bootleg. Okay. Progress. Defensive offsides penalty. 2nd and 5. Ollie Gordon, 8 yards. Okay, it's 1st and goal. We should punch it in right here. Ollie Gordon gets 3. Okay, cool. Devon Achane gets 2. At this point, Washington knows the run's coming with Ollie Gordon. What does Mike McDaniel do? He runs the ball. And then on 4th and goal, Tua incomplete to Jalen Waddle. And turnover on downs. They don't score on the 2-yard line. Now, I will say, this was not McDaniel's fault. This was not McDaniel's fault. This is what we needed to do. We needed to pound the rock with Ollie Gordon and the running game. And we did. We just couldn't execute it. And that 4th down play was not a good throw by Tua. And you go away trying to tie the game, and you come away with absolutely nothing. So, you're kicking yourself. Like, how the fuck did we not score there? And then Washington starts the ball on their own 1-yard line. It's 3rd and 9. And fuck it. Screen pass, 1st down. Nice. Luckily, Zach Ertz gets called with a false start. 2nd and 15. Chop Robinson easily beats his guy and nearly gets a safety on Mariota, but he throws it away in time. Prevents the intentional grounding as well. McNichols picks up 7 on 3rd and 15. And the Dolphins get the ball. First play, Tua chucks it down the field to Jalen Waddle. 2 defenders on him, and it's incomplete. Hate that play call. Hate it. 3rd and 7, Tua, Malik Washington for 13 yards. 1st down. And then Ollie Gordon picks up 6 yards. And 2nd and 4, we go right back to Malik Washington. 11 yards. 1st down. Take it to the end of the quarter. Devon Achane starts the quarter with a 9-yard run. Then he picks up 3. And then 2nd and goal. Tua, screen pass to Devon Achane. He takes it 7 yards. And it's 3rd and goal at the 1-yard line. Give it to Ollie Gordon. Finally, short yardage at the goal line. The Dolphins punch it in. Finally. And Ollie Gordon gets the touchdown. And it's 13-13. It's 13-all. And this entire quarter was insane. This is where the craziness starts. When it's 13-13. This is pure chaos. So, Juju Brents gets injured on this play, and he's out for the rest of the game. 3rd and 9. Mariota sees green grass. 5 aqua jerseys around him. And he picks up the 1st down. 44 fucking yards. I'm like, stay in your lane. This is what you did so good against Josh Allen last week. And now you're not doing it against Marcus Mariota. Why? Third and 3. So they get at the 15-yard line. And they take it to 3rd and 3. And they pick up a first down. And then it's 1st and goal. Krosky Merritt for 1 yard. McNichols picks up 3 on 2nd and goal. And then they give it to Rodriguez. And he gets nothing. We're like, okay. 4th and goal. 6 minutes to go. They're going to go for it. Zach Ertz being covered by Ashton Davis. Incomplete. Massive stop by the Miami Dolphins defense. Massive stop to not allow points on that drive. Now the Dolphins get the ball first. They get the ball back at their own 1 yard line, and Ollie Gordon breaks off a 20-yard run immediately. I'm like, yes, just drain the clock, run the ball, do a methodical drive, and just get out of here with a win. Then we lose 3 to Achane. And then 2nd and 13, Jalen Waddle drops a wide open pass. He wasn't wide open, but he was open enough. And then 3rd and 13, Tua, he avoids a sack, scrambles left, but still gets sacked by Von Miller on the play. And then, at this point, the biggest play of the game, a punt to Sanders still on the Washington Commanders. Had trouble seeing it in the air, because he was running while going to catch the ball. And that's always a recipe for disaster. So he fumbles the punt. Ethan Bonner recovers. And we are sitting pretty. We're sitting pretty at this point. 4 minutes to go. We got the ball at the Washington 42-yard line. Just drain the clock. Win the game. Washington only has 2 timeouts left. 2nd and 9. Devon Achane for 12 yards. Then it's 1st and 5. Devon Achane for 5 yards. Then it's 2nd and 5 at the Washington 24. Devon Achane for 18 yards, but he goes out of bounds. Didn't like that. Then Devon Achane for 1. Washington calls their final timeout. Devon Achane picks up 4 yards on 2nd and goal. And then 3rd and goal. Instead of giving it to Ollie Gordon, they gave it to Devon Achane first. Why? Ollie Gordon is your short yardage running back. At this point, we need a touchdown. You can't settle for a field goal because you're going to leave Washington time. So you need a touchdown on this play. You don't get it. You get stuffed. And the clock stops because Devon Achane gets injured. And he jogs off the field and is fine. But at this point, it doesn't matter because we won the game. But at this point, you kick the field goal. You take the points. You kick the field goal. That does not happen. Handoff up the middle to Ollie Gordon. And Washington's defense read it like a book. Stopped them. And they got the ball back. If they had lost this game, I would have been screaming for Mike McDaniel to get fired. Because, wow. How the fuck do you allow that? How? I just don't get it, man. I don't get that. But we get bailed out because this is the drive Washington misses the game-winning field goal. 3rd and 6. Our first play was Mariota going deep to Deebo Samuel for 28 yards. So at this point, I'm like practically game over. Got to burn all the timeouts. 3rd and 6. Mariota scrambles right. Finds Jacoby Jones wide open, 25 yards. And then I just don't get the play calling from Washington here, man. I mean, that's great for us, but I just don't get it in this situation. You run the ball to pick up 2 yards with McNichols. You pass to Robbie Chosen, which Jason Marshall should have went for the interception, not the deflection. But I digress. And then incomplete downfield to Chris Moore. And then they send Matt Gay out there for a 56-yard field goal to win the game. Shanks it. Wide right. No good. And practically we're going to overtime. And we're going to overtime. 13-13. So Spain gets their first NFL game in overtime. And the Dolphins win the toss. But they elect to kick. I'm like, did he say that correctly? Did he really just say he's going to kick the ball first in overtime? I mean, hey, luckily at the end of the day, it worked out. First play, Marcus Mariota to Zach Ertz, intercepted by Jack Jones. I'm sorry. Intercepted by Jack Jones. And then Miami, they get the ball. They're set up to win this game. Devon Achane for 10 yards. Devon Achane for 4 yards. Devon Achane for 8 yards on 2nd and 6. They're at the Washington 12-yard line. McDaniel's like, we're just going to send out Riley Patterson for the field goal. He makes it 29 yards. And the Dolphins win in Madrid, Spain. 16-13. In a game that felt like took so long. And you just think of watching this game. You're like, neither of these teams deserve to win this game. Neither of them. And if they had lost this game, everything they did last week against the Buffalo Bills would have meant nothing. But they won. They won. They found a way. It wasn't pretty by any means. Absolutely not. But they found a way. That's all that matters, man. The Dolphins win 16-13. And now they're 4-7. They're going into a bye week. Thank goodness this team's on a bye. And practically, they're still in the race. They're still in the race. They have no margin for error. You have no choice but to win out the rest of the way. You're 4-7. And you got the Saints coming off the bye in 2 weeks. And then you're at the Jets, which I will be at that game for. I will be at that game December 7th against the Jets at MetLife. But you have no margin for error. And you're going to have fans that are going to be like, you won this atrocious game and fucked up your draft pick, all that stuff. You play in this league to win. That's all I say. I was all for the tanking when we were 1-6. But this team's kind of playing good football. Kind of. Offense took a big step back this week. but um, but the defense looked good. And what were the two biggest plays of it? What was the biggest play of the day? The interception. The second half was always going to come down to which offense is going to make the crucial error. And luckily, it was Washington. Washington made the crucial turnover, interception in overtime. Dolphins capitalized, won the game. Phew. I feel relieved. I feel so relieved. Now I can just relax, watch games for the rest of the day. If they had lost this game, I don't think I would have had it in me to watch all the games coming on today. But I'm getting out of here, so we're going to have a fun week regardless of the Dolphins being on the bye, because I will be at AEW Full Gear this Saturday night at the Prudential Center. So you guys will be getting a vlog. You guys will be getting predictions on Thursday for the pay-per-view. And then at some point, I do think I will make some kind of video tomorrow. Some kind of video will be coming out tomorrow. So, about the Dolphins. So, just letting you all know. But, alright, that's going to do it. Dolphins win 16-13 in Madrid. I'm out of here. Subscribe, comment, like the podcast. Follow me on Twitter and TikTok, Colin_Joseph. I'm going to go post a video on TikTok too. Go check that out. And, Dolphins win, baby. Dolphins win.